I never thought I would find peace in the chaos of the night, but here I am, enjoying every moment of my midnight routine. When the clock strikes 11 p.m., I wake up fully, ready to explore. The city's neon lights call to me, pulling me into the night. By 11:30, I'm out the door, blending into the crowd of night owls and insomniacs that fill the streets. It's always the same. The hum of the city beneath my feet, the lights that glow like a beacon to the lost, and the people moving like shadows around me. But this night, as the lights flash across the wet pavement and the distant siren fades into the night, I can't help but wonder, what makes me do this, night after night? Is it the adventure or something more? It wasn't always like this for me. During the day, I'm a different person. My days are structured, planned out in every way. I sit behind a desk in a sterile office, tapping away at a computer. My co-workers walk by, exchanging small talk and comments about weekend plans. I wear a mask, smiling when expected, nodding in all the right places. But inside, I feel disconnected, as if I'm watching life happen through a glass wall. Each day blurs into the next. Wake up early, rush through breakfast, fight traffic to get to work, sit in meetings, reply to emails, count the hours until the workday ends. I am trapped in routine, stuck in the same endless loop. Evenings offer no relief. The noise of the television fills the empty spaces, but it doesn't soothe. The silence of my apartment is suffocating. It wasn't always like this. I remember a time when I used to love the daylight. I thrived in the sunshine, surrounded by people who seemed just as alive as I was. Back then, the world felt full of possibilities. I had dreams of my own, dreams I believed in. But somewhere along the way, things changed. Responsibilities piled up. The excitement faded. And soon, the days began to feel like a cage I couldn't escape. Until one night, when everything shifted. It was an ordinary evening, or at least it started that way. The city outside was alive with noise, but inside my apartment, all was quiet. Too quiet. I sat on the couch, flipping through channels without paying attention. I wasn't tired, though I wished I could sleep. Instead, a restlessness settled over me. The apartment, with its white walls and neatly arranged furniture, felt more like a box than a home. I stood up, threw on my jacket, and walked out the door. I didn't have a destination in mind, but my feet carried me down the stairs and onto the sidewalk. The city was different at night, and it didn't take long for me to notice. The air felt cooler, fresher, and the distant hum of cars and people seemed less urgent. Neon signs flickered above me, casting strange colors on the pavement. The streets were filled with people like me, people who weren't ready to sleep, people searching for something they couldn't name. That night, I wandered for hours. I found a small coffee shop tucked away in a narrow street. It was nearly empty, save for a few tired souls staring into their cups. I ordered a coffee and sat by the window, watching the world pass by outside. It felt good, sitting there in the soft glow of the lights, listening to the faint murmur of conversation. For the first time in a long time, I felt free. The city became my escape, my refuge. It was a world that came alive when the sun went down, a world where I could leave my daytime self behind. I was anonymous, one face among many, and that anonymity was liberating. I didn't have to pretend, didn't have to follow anyone's rules. The city didn't care who I was or what I did. It just was, and that was enough. Since that first night, it has become my routine. As the clock inches closer to 11 p.m., I start to feel the pull. The neon lights, the hum of the streets, the late-night energy. It calls to me, louder than anything I experience during the day. And so, each night, I leave my apartment and step into the night. Tonight is no different. The city feels alive beneath my feet, its pulse steady and constant. The lights blink in rhythm with my steps, casting soft pinks and blues across the slick, rain-soaked pavement. The air smells of street food, fried onions, sizzling meat, and a faint trace of gasoline from the passing cars. The scents mix together, creating the unique fragrance of the night. As I walk, I spot familiar faces. There's the bartender, hurrying toward the subway station, her bright red lipstick and dark eyeliner making her look both tired and alert. I've seen her before, on other nights, always on her way to the same small bar in a part of the city I rarely go. I don't know her name, but I feel like I know her. In some ways, we are the same, both drawn to the night for reasons we don't fully understand. Then there's the musician. He's young, maybe early 20s, with messy hair and tired eyes. His guitar case is slung over his shoulder as he weaves through the crowd, probably heading to the next open mic night. I've heard him play once, in a smoky club a few streets away. His music is good, but like many, he's chasing a dream that always seems just out of reach. I smile as I pass them, though they don't notice. I'm just another figure in the crowd, another stranger walking the city streets. But that's the beauty of it. This is our shared space, a world that belongs to no one and everyone at the same time. The city itself has a rhythm. During the day, it moves with a fast, mechanical pace. People rush from place to place, too focused on their own lives to notice what's happening around them. But at night, that changes. The rush is gone, replaced by a slower, more thoughtful movement. The city breathes, and so do we. I love the small, hidden places the most. The spots where the city's heart beats quietly, where the noise fades and you can hear yourself think. There's a diner a few blocks away that's open 24 hours. It's small and old-fashioned, with checkered floors and faded red booths. The waitresses wear aprons and smile like they've seen everything and nothing surprises them anymore. I like to sit in the corner, sipping a cup of coffee that's too strong and watching the people who come and go. They're like me, these late-night wanderers. Some are students, hunched over textbooks, trying to make sense of complicated equations or write essays in the dead of night. Others are truck drivers, stopping in for a quick bite before hitting the road again. Then there are the people like me, loners, insomniacs, and those who find comfort in the quiet hours when most of the world is asleep. The night stretches on, and I wander from place to place. Sometimes I find myself on a rooftop bar, the city spread out beneath me like a blanket of lights. The air is cooler up there, and the noise of the streets fades to a distant hum. I lean against the railing, looking down at the people moving like ants below, and I feel small and infinite at the same time. Other nights, I discover a hidden courtyard or a small park forgotten by most. The trees sway gently in the breeze, their leaves whispering secrets to anyone who will listen. I sit on a bench, closing my eyes for a moment, letting the night wash over me. In these moments, the world feels simple, quiet, and peaceful. But it's never long before I'm drawn back to the chaos, to the lights and the noise. The city's pulse is addictive, and I can't stay away for long. The city is full of stories. Every person I pass has one, though most will remain untold. I like to imagine the lives of the people I see, the bartender, the musician, the taxi driver who weaves through traffic, always on the lookout for the next fare. The bartender, I imagine, moved to the city with big dreams. Maybe she wanted to be an actress or a dancer. She came here young, full of hope, ready to conquer the world. But like so many others, she found the city less welcoming than she had hoped. She picked up bartending to pay the bills, and over time, the dream faded. Now, she pours drinks for strangers, her smile a little more tired each night. The musician, though younger, has the same look in his eyes. He still believes in his dream, but I wonder how long that will last. It's not easy, chasing something as fragile as success in a city like this, but he keeps going, playing in clubs and bars, hoping that one night someone important will hear him. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Then there's the taxi driver, a man who has probably seen more of the city than most. He spends his nights driving through the streets, picking up people from all walks of life. I imagine the stories he could tell, the late-night confessions, the hurried conversations, the moments of silence between strangers. He's seen it all, but to him, it's just another night, just another job. I don't know these people, not really, but I feel connected to them. We are all part of the same city, part of the same rhythm. We move through the night, our lives briefly intersecting before we disappear again into the darkness. There is a strange comfort in anonymity. During the day, I feel like I'm constantly being watched, judged, and expected to act a certain way. But at night, all of that disappears. No one cares who I am or what I do. I am just another face in the crowd, and that freedom is exhilarating. I've come to cherish the unpredictability of the night. It's never the same twice. One night, I might find myself in a crowded club, the music so loud it drowns out my thoughts. Another night, I might sit in a quiet cafe, sipping tea and reading a book while the world moves around me. Each night brings something new, something unexpected, and that's what keeps me coming back. There are moments when the city feels almost magical. The lights glow softly, the streets are quiet, and for a brief moment, everything feels perfect. It's in these moments that I feel most alive, most connected to the world around me. The city is my escape, my refuge, and my companion. It understands me in a way nothing else does. As the night stretches on, I know it will eventually end. The first rays of sunlight will start to pierce the skyline, and the city will slowly wake up. The streets will fill with people rushing to work. The noise will return, and the magic will fade. But I don't mind. I've collected my stories, my moments of peace, and I am ready to face the day. By the time I return to my apartment, the city is already changing. The neon lights are dimming, replaced by the soft glow of morning. I walk through the quiet streets, feeling the weight of the night lift from my shoulders. I've shed my nighttime persona, ready to put on the mask of the day once again. Some might call it reckless, this nightly wandering. But I have come to cherish the vitality in its unpredictability, the small connections that make each night an adventure, and the shared experience of those who find life after dark. In this Neon Nocturne, I've discovered my own slice of urban magic, and as long as the night calls to me, I will continue to answer.